Hi everyone. After talking to a client today, I was inspired to yet again visit the topic of cravings. I want to have a real talk about cravings because obviously there are tips about how to overcome them, and I know that so many of you struggle to move forward on your healing journey because of this one thing: cravings. And how silly is it that we acquire knowledge, meaning we go out of our way to find solutions as to what to do to feel better. And then we found it, right? We find it, we feel it resonates with us. We absolutely want to try it. We want to give it a go. And then the cravings takes the better of us. The cravings come in and messes everything up so that our knowledge is never executed. Therefore, we don't even know the amazing health that we could achieve from just making small changes, because we cry into the cravings and we're so used to things that it's not that we're not used to suffering. Believe me, we're used to suffering. We even sometimes, or a lot of the time, welcome suffering. But we're not used to making changes that takes real effort. So many layers to this. And when you're done watching this video, I really hope that you can walk away with some amazing tips on how to overcome your cravings. But first of all, why do you have cravings? That's a big one. Why do we have cravings at all? Why is it even an issue? Well, we are run by our subconscious mind, you might say. Like, we're all programmed, right? We all have our own history. We all have our reasons why we're attached to certain types of foods. We have a mindset that could say, I spend my time using food when I feel down. I use food for feeling better. I use food for when I feel victimized. We have all these reasons that we use food. And that comes from the old programming. We didn't just wake up one day and start doing that. It was because we're hurt, and this is ultimately why we're sick. So you could say that anything comes back to our emotional state. It comes back to us not having felt that we had, or not even having felt, not having our needs met. As human beings, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, our needs were not met. So we started believing all sorts of crap to survive. Now we're taking this with us, and that's number one, a big one. It's the old programming, it's the false beliefs, it's our mind. And then you have the sabotage. That's a great number two. Sabotage that goes to our emotional state. All depending on what you believe or not believe. You can sabotage yourself in that way. So if you want to feel healthy on the surface, there might be a huge part of you they're not that interested in the whole project. And that, I know, sounds cray-cray, like crazy. Like, why would someone that is walking around obese, elevated heart rate, diabetes, all sorts of diagnoses I don't even want to mention because I'm not a doctor, I'm not going to talk about diseases, but needless to say, pain and suffering, constipation and headaches, low energy, depression, anxiety, everything that we're living, and all of the autoimmune, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. We have been so conditioned to have that, to have something, to in our life be a part of that lifestyle, that there's a lot, it could even be a part of you that says, you don't deserve health. Come on. Like, what do you think? Like, who do you think you are? You think you're just going to jump out of this? Like the doctors say it can't even be done? Or, you just don't heal from that. Or this is the only pain I know. And to be honest, I don't have to go to work anymore. Or I can say no to so many things now because I can use my state of health. I'm not saying any of you are thinking this, but our subconscious are just responding to our deeper beliefs, our truth, the real truth, not the superficial truth, not the superficial, not the on the surface, not who we think we are, who we want to be, how our ego wants to present itself. I'm talking about what you really think. Okay, so that's a good number 2. Number 3, we are so filled with fungus. I mean, you know about candida, right? A fungus. And we all have it. The parasite, we all have them. But cravings, it's so big with the fungus and parasites, but the fungus. But what happens is when we feed our body all of that processed sugar, a lot of fats with the sugar, a lot of mucus forming food like a dairy, we create an inner environment which makes the fungus thrive. Our blood sugar goes all over the place. So we leave a trail that they can follow, and they start to crave that which they live on. So you see people that are obese or that cannot lose weight, and all they crave are carbs, like processed carbs. All they crave is pastry. You know right away, this is a fungal issue. So the cravings could be crazy strong. But it doesn't matter, and I'll get to that. I want to have one more point first of why we do have the cravings. So that was number 4. Number 5. It's the lack of self-love. It's the lack of self-love. It's the fear of becoming healthy. It's the general fear of shining. Because this world, we are so under the loop. People want to monitor, they want to almost object to what you're doing. It's like, objection, honor, objection. She can't do that. He can't do that. Or maybe you're just afraid to outshine someone in your family or a sibling. It could be a friend. It could be co-workers. Who does she think she is? Who do you think? It's like being happy is something that everybody wants. But if you see real happy, some people judge that. Some people get envious. And we're scared. We're scared, and we're scared of the unknown. So here are my tips on cravings. And before I even say this, realize this is never going to be like a quick fix or a pill. It's never going to feel like taking a sip of water with a pill. You just swallow it and it all gets better. This is child's play. This is the programming. This is the prison. Do you know that we're in a mental prison because we believe in that? Because it's keeping us from doing the work. It's keeping us from healing. We don't want to do that anymore. This is a new energy. This is a new paradigm. This is a higher frequency. This is when we step up and awaken. This is when we become aware. And then we spend that awareness and spin it into action that is going to heal every part of our life. Overcome our cravings is so basic on any health journey that if you're not overcoming that, you're not really stepping up to the first step. And no, you can't hide between, I have such low willpower. You can't. It's bullshit. You don't. It's what you've been telling yourself. Don't believe it. It's a lie. We all have the same amount of willpower because it's never what it's about. It's not even what it's about. I think I have a blog post. If you go to my website, InspiredByHilde.com, on my blog, I think I have an article on willpower. It might interest you. Okay, so how to get rid of the cravings. The list could be like crazy long, but let me narrow it down to what I think is the most important aspects to embrace into your life. Don't run from this. Don't try to hide from this. Don't try to tell yourself that you're different. Don't try to tell yourself that it might sound easy, but for me, it's too hard. Don't try to bullshit yourself with that. If you try, you know you are imprisoned by your own false beliefs, to put it kindly. Now, we don't want that. We're adults, right? We're not children anymore. We're adults. We are empowered to take action, and we are the boss of our own life, and we are creators. Did you know? Yeah. So, number one is that very point that I just started talking into. You need to make a decision. You need to make one clean cut, clear decision. This is your business. Who is the CEO? Who's running that business? Who's the decision maker in your business? Who's in charge of your health and life? If it isn't you, if you signed it off, then this isn't for you. If you don't think it should be you, if you don't want it to be you, this video is not for you. I am speaking to you who knows this, but has trouble being able to step up. And this is why I have the membership site, and this is why I'm a coach. A lot of people, they have trouble stepping up. Most people have trouble stepping up. It's not that we don't know that. The intriguing thing is, why is it so? And how do we break through that? How do we have a clear breakthrough to where the light switches on in our whole system and we realize, oh my God, it isn't hard. It is just a challenge that is created from all of the potentials, and I choose which ones I want to implement depending on what I want to experience. So what level of health is it that you want to experience? Depending on that, then there are answers. And then there are certain things that needs to be followed. Is it the same for everyone? Exactly the same for everyone? Of course not, because there are no two equal people. Meaning our bodies are designed mostly the same, the diet should be mostly the same. We're one species. We're just not that special one by one. We're all one. But everything we've lived is so unique, and how our body functions due to our weaknesses, due to the level of toxicity, aka illness or disease, whatever you want to call it, that's how different we are. And that is which will then tell us how deep we need to go in our cleansing, in our, or how much emotional work do we have to do, or how much do we have to raise our vibration to vibrate to where we want to be. Look at it this way. So if you're feeling ill, if you're feeling low, if you're depressed, if you're in pain, if your body is not functioning optimally, what do you think your energy level is like? What do you think your frequency is like? It's way down there, right? It's like, oh. That's where it's at. Now look at a person who feels like $100 million. Health is amazing. Fit, strong, muscular, no physical symptoms, spends his time, his or hers, a lot outside, trekking, hiking, running, biking. How do you think the energy is like? What do you think the energy is like? Where's the energetics? No, it's like, it's way up here. It's let's go, empowered, feeling strong. And does that person feel like they need to talk everything down, complain about everything? No, they're happy, they're jolly. So everything goes together. Everything goes together. You look at an apple and you look at a donut. It's a different energetic. People don't want to sit there and say, I'm going to keep my energetic so high I can just live on bacon and donuts. Like, you wish. You wish. If you think that, you understood nothing. This is about energetically connecting to life, not to death. And yeah, the belief system has a lot to do with it, of course. But anyone will suffer from drinking pure poison, arsenic. I don't care if they know what they're drinking or not. They could think it was apple juice and they would still hurt. There are laws in the universe. There are many. Law of attraction is one of them. How much toxins you can put into a physical body is another one. And how low your vibration can go and you'll still feel vibrant, it's another one. So that's number one. You need to make a decision. As you make a decision and step up, you raise your energy. As you take back your power and say, I'm the boss of this project, I'm going to turn around my health just because I can, because I want to, because it's my responsibility. Because if this is what I want, it's my job, and that will raise your energy. So that is the number one thing you need to do if you want the cravings to go away, because you'll be at a different level than they will. They're going to be wallowing way down in the low energy, trying to keep you stuck. That's what they're doing, trying to keep you stuck. So the next time you change your diet for the better, and then you have a lot of cravings that you cave into, just look at it that way. I just lowered my energy way down to where they were, so you can raise it again. I'm not about beating ourselves up. This is not what this is about. But hey, we need to know this. Then you can process it. Use it for something good. Number two, take the fats out of your diet. This is a bold statement in this world because I do know a lot of people promote a lot of fats. In my world, working with clients, with myself, from my study, I can firmly say, and more health facilitators are coming on board with this. I can see this because I follow the vibe of what's going on. And believe me, it might look like we've been far apart. Even the raw food community, it's been apart. And a lot of others, I'm not going to name names, been kind of away from the cleanest diet with the highest vibration for the reason of cleansing, for the reason of leaving those low vibration toxins, which are attached to old emotional hurt, which is a part of a clearing for a clear vision, mind, and intuitive connection to who you really are, authentic expression. We're all coming closer. Why? Because the collective awareness is raising on this earth, or elevating, you could say, changing. So there are more truth to tap into. Take away the fats in your diet. Why? Because it inhibits the pure, amazing sugar that your cells need from entering your cells. The fats inhibit the sugar from entering the cells. Overrated. And a regular diet, regular not meaning a typical human diet or what should be a normal diet or a balanced diet, no, a regular or a SAD diet, and I say standard American diet, which is also a standard Norwegian diet, a standard German diet. But that's what we call it, a SAD diet. Kind of a depressing word for a depressing diet in a sense. Is so filled with fat, overt fats, concentrated fats, and even diets which we have thought to be healthy with a lot of processed oils or even fresh pressed oils. I recommend no oils because you will be feeding the fungus and the parasites. And this is the extension of that point number 2, because I talk about the sugar not entering the cells, right? So what happens then? You're feeding the very critters and fungus which is making you feel like crap. So at least for a period of time, if you have cravings, stop the fat. And you'll notice you crave the fats. Why? Again, because someone inside of you, something inside of you wants their fix, their crack, literally. You're craving it as if it was crack. Now, this is why it can be so hard. The solution is the same. It would be a different story if the video was about how to stop eating fat. Well, I know only one way that really works. And this I don't know if it's a secret of mine or what it is, but it always worked. You don't put it in your mouth. You just don't put it in your mouth. And this is when it becomes complicated because it's too easy. Like, how hard could that be? How hard could it be? How hard could it be for a grown adult to stop putting fat in their mouth? Then you could say, well, it was right there and I didn't know what to do and I was hungry and like all of this, all the critters talking. It's crazy talk, like a child. And only the talker and other people in the same situation can even understand what they're saying, or that there is anything with a meaning behind it. Because from the outside, if you're not addicted, it sounds like silly talk, like how, that's not even a thing. But it is a thing. That's how strong that pull and push can be. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would at least try it. Oh, detoxification, I can really become healthy from all of this crap. All I have to do is this. Oh, give it to me. I would be out of a job. I wouldn't have anything to do if it was easy. That's not what this is about. And it's not about having to conquer your, most amazing fears or terrible situations. You can reach out. I can walk with you. You can become a member. You can be a part of a group. You can get tools. You can do step by step. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're sitting there saying, I don't know what to do, then this is what to do. Step away from the fat. It will literally change your life. And then there are other things, of course. You can't complain about cravings if you're eating processed food. You're literally creating cravings. So I'm talking to you who already knew that to get better, I needed to step up, and that you're transitioning. At least you've gone vegan for now, and then you're transitioning to a raw diet, and then you don't really know how to do that because you're still craving the cooked food. Like, isn't that also kind of crazy? Like, you could have raw Brussels sprouts, and then if you put them in water and boil them, then that's what you want more. So much so that you just can't help yourself. You're literally almost killed for it. You would hold yourself back for it. Why would that be? Again, it's more crack. Cooked food feeds. And everyone that I've worked with, everyone that I've talked to and seen doing this, they say the same thing. Oh, I was able to stay on raw food, which really shouldn't have that name. It should just be food. I really had a problem staying on food, on just eating food, like natural food. Then I had a little bit of processed, which was boiled, cooked, whatever. And I couldn't stop. So then I started binging. And I started flying off the roof. I couldn't get back to where I was. Addictive. You are breaking an addiction, but you got a craving, and this is how addiction works now, isn't it? I remember I tried to stop smoking for 5 times. Like, really tried to stop smoking. Like, I was smoking like a chimney with both hands for 20 years. It was crazy. I just couldn't. I could never see myself as a non-smoker even. It was like ridiculous. Ridiculous. There was nothing that could throw me off enough. No commercial. That was during the times when they started to put those labels on the cigarette boxes that says, this might lead to cancer. And I think they even had pictures at times. And they started doing commercials on TV. I just turned it off. I was an intellectual woman, or I looked at myself as one. So I knew this. Of course I knew this. I was addicted. Maybe I will tell you one day on how I stopped smoking and how that journey was, but that's another thing. But needless to say, I don't even know how many years ago I stopped smoking. I don't know. I don't even keep track. 12 maybe? 11, 12? No, 12, 13, 14? I don't know. Okay, so that was that. That was number 2. Number 3, get yourself on a parasite protocol. Very important, because lessening the load is going to help you with less cravings. So I'm not here to make it hard. I'm not here to say to you, oh, just suffer through this. No. If we can do anything to help, of course, that's what we're doing. That's why we're here. So my long journey with parasites, I'm sure maybe you know a little part of it, but needless to say, the heavy load was just unimaginable for any person that doesn't know anything about human parasites. You would think it would be impossible. And this is the interesting thing. I had been to naturopaths, natural doctors, herbalists, and I had taken stool tests, among other things. No, you don't have parasites. Oh my God. Many times, looking back, I'm thinking, I should have just filmed this and gone back with it. Or just took one of those huge parasites, 12-inch long, brought it to my doctor and say, what do you think, doc? Where do you think this came from? What do you think it is? I don't know. They might have been shocked. But I am shocked that they're shocked. Because this is elementary. We're talking about health. We're talking about information that is not only obvious, because most people that walk away from autoimmune or any chronic situation, they know how many parasites they had in them. They know what they had to go through, what crap needed to come out of them. And I'm not talking about the parasites, I'm talking about heavy metals, I'm talking about the eggs that follow us, and the fungus, and the mucus, and the sulfur. But right now we're talking about the cravings, and the parasites are huge. So get yourself on a really good parasite cleanse. And I know you're gonna ask me, which one is that? Well, I happen to have made a parasite program, which I find very potent. And I put it up on my website, InspiredByHilde.com, under free gifts. So you can go there right now, download it, and get going in your combat of cravings and health in general. Deworm yourself. Basics. And you'll learn a lot about yourself during that time. They don't like when they have to leave, but you won't believe how many symptoms they are responsible for in your system, and they're keeping your vibration lower. Love has a higher frequency. Anger, fear has a lower frequency. Or they're on the two sides. So if you call it higher, or you call it the other side or another side, I don't care. As long as you don't use this to make a discussion within yourself, because this is about the message. Okay. Then you have number 4, which I think is hardest and might sound a little too easy, but it's the core of everything, really. And that is stop giving it attention. Where your attention goes, energy flows. We know that, right? So stop giving your cravings attention. Like this little child you bring to the store, they want the lollipop at the cashier. You give it to them every 8 times you're there, they're going to keep on nagging you. If you never give them, they're going to shush. They're not going to ask again. It's basics. You have to train yourself. You have to be the decision maker and the executor. You have to step up and be your own voice and say, hey, I hear you craving, like I hear you, because you You can detect it when it starts. Like the child, you hear it the first time. Doesn't matter how many times they're going to nag. You know, oh, now it starts. Then you give it no attention. You just give it no attention. You switch your attention. You can do that by will. You have the power to change what you put your attention on. How magnificent is that? So you can switch your attention onto something else. You know what? I'm going to go for a walk. Or I'm going to sit down and meditate and still my mind. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to watch a funny movie. I'm going to do something that makes me shift my state, my focus, my attention. Mind, emotions, spirit, physical, it's all the same. It's all connected. And this is why so many people, I feel, don't embrace the journey of health completely because they get stuck in the diet. They think it's just about the diet. Can't do it? No, I can't do it. I go on it, I'm scared. I get symptoms, what's this? I get too many calories, I get too little vitamins, I get too little fat, I get this. It becomes so mental. And then it's a roller coaster, on and off, on and off. So number 4 is this. If you want to overcome your cravings, you don't put any attention on them. You need to train yourself. Train yourself like a child. Or educate yourself as a training. Educate yourself. Show yourself. Be an example for yourself, for your inner self, for your hurt self, for the craving self. And say, hey, you know what? No, we're not doing this. And then the last point, very important, also very many I see forget. That is to start slow, meaning to do something sustainable. That's really what I mean. Sustainability. Now, why do I say that? Because very seldom today is any condition within the body turned around as a quick fix. Not that it can't happen. You can sit down and meditate today and be happy and healthy tomorrow. There could be miracles happen all the time. So don't think they won't. But the thing is this. I see so many people suffering from reading up on a good idea. I want to go just grapes. Grapes and lemons. For 30 days, it's going to heal everything. And then they come from a completely different level. They jump into that. It's so hard. The body is kicking and screaming. The parasites are screaming. The lymphatic system, the eliminative organs are saying, hey, we can't keep up with this. And so they dive right into binging, craving, going the opposite. So it becomes the on and off, hurting the body more than it's helping, to be honest. Hurting it more than you're helping it. So think of this as you raising your vibration slowly, steadily, taking every part of yourself with you, making a plan, saying, okay, how am I going to execute this? How am I going to get past my cravings? And how am I going to thrive in my life? Because your health is the foundation of everything. If you don't have health, you're not going to feel like you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to conquer the world. You're not going to feel like the best of anything. So the health is the foundation. If you have amazing health and raise your vibration and you're in sync with yourself and your thyroid expression and your endocrine glands are just like flowing, they are the synchronicity, they are the chakras of the body, the energy center. If that's happening, you're thriving in every area of your life. Your love life is blooming, your business is going well, or if you're an artist, your creativity is the top of the mountain, your interactions with people, the feeling of joy is there. You're generally just feeling happy. And that's all that we're seeking. Happiness is like a universal manifestation of love and gratitude. And it manifests in so many ways. But when you're low and you're feeling depressed and you're filled with pain and you're like, you're not going to manifest any of it, right? Not from that frequency. So starting slow and then building up is really important. And that's not easy either, but it's smart. So I would say, start by getting off the fat. Start by getting off the processed food. Leave out the dairy and the mucus-forming food. If you don't know what they are, read up on it. Get educated. If you want support, become a member. If you want one-on-one, reach out. Read a book or 2 or 10. Make it your business. Like, you can't run this business without knowledge. In the same way, it's very hard to run any type of business today, right? Without knowledge of what it is that the business is about. To have clear guidelines of where you want to go, you have a business plan. You need a plan on how you're going to get to where you want to go. Then if you go slow, you'll empower yourself every step of the way. You'll be able to embrace the process every step of the way, and you'll be able to enjoy the progress instead of always feeling like a failure because you keep hitting the wall of going all full force and then you're pulling back and falling on your face or your back. Or sometimes we all just stumble and fall forward. But then the trick is this: you get up and you get going again. Nobody ever got to where they wanted to go if they just stayed down. That's like the common denominator for any type of success. Every time you fall, because you are going to fall. We all fall. We all fell. But if you stay there, you're defeated. If you get up, you're still in the race. You're still the creator. You're still doing it. So I hope that helped. Like I said, one of the topics I'm asked most about, that and the fear of detoxification, the fear of symptoms, the fear of pain, the fear of nutrients. I did a video on that not too long ago. I will talk about it more. I constantly answer questions every single day for my members to make sure that they have the best information so they don't need to feel scared of what the body is potentially able to do. You are the body. The body is you. I know we've been talking about we're not the body, and clearly we're not, but we are so connected that everything you are, the body feels. Everything you think, everything you feel, everything you do, everything you eat, the body feels. The body really is the manifestation of what you have lived on every level. It's just time we realized it and took ownership of it. So anything you want to do, own it. Anything you want to experience, own the responsibility. And I'm sure everything is going to change. That's my experience. So thank you for listening in. I wanted this to be some real talk. I hope it helped. If you see this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. And even if you see it on Facebook, go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. There are hundreds of videos. You might find another one that interests you if this interested you. I know I have several on cravings on the channel already. And I wish you an amazing day. Stay healthy, okay? I love you. From Norway, back.